All right, today's lesson is obviously graphs, but how to sketch this. Y equals minus 2, 3 to the power of minus x plus 3. How do we sketch this? All right, so what is it? What kind of function is this? Something a to the power of x. That's exponential function, okay? So we need to know your exponential function. How do we, well, what do we know about it, really? So I'm going to just write it here. A to the power of x, yeah? So for example, if I had y equals 2 to the power of x, there is over some videos that talk about the exponential graphs, so look for it. Let's have a look. Now these ones are special ones, right? So when x equals 0, so whenever you're trying to do your sketching graphs, you've got to do your x-intercept and y-intercept will be the first step that I will suggest you do. So when it's x equals 0, y will be 1. So it'll be 1 and 0 is my first point there, the y-intercept. And x-intercept, oh, okay. So when y equals 0, what will be my x value? Now, that's why it's a special, because you will never get 0 from this. Even like, yeah, all right. So power of 0 is going to be 1. Remember, index law, anything to power of 0 is 1. So that's 1. But what happens, miss? What happens if it's a negative? Eh? What about negative powers? Okay, I'll show you. So if it was like, turn it on, 2 to the power of, I don't know whether you can see it, my negative, I don't know, 2. Okay, that's actually 1 over 4. So it's 0.2. So you will not gonna get 0, but it's gonna get smaller, 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 and then it'll go really, really close to 0, but never be 0. Okay, well, it's just one of those things. So, and also this is a positive, so the whole thing is going from right to left. Yep, something like that. So that's what's going to happen. So this is exponential function. Now, these two is the problem here. So we need to know something about this. Okay, in front of the whole thing. That's the reflected about x-axis. That means that you're going to flip the x-axis. Okay, and this is reflecting about y-axis. And this one is going up by 3. Okay, so you have to understand the characteristics of the function. That each part has a different role to play. Okay. So in that sense, there's a couple of ways of doing this. I'm just going to show you first one as, well, I don't know, normally we'll do y-intercept. Well, let's do y-intercept when x equals 0, yeah? So y equals 2, 1 plus 3, because that whole thing going to be 1, then it goes 1. So it'll be 0 and 1. Okay, and then x-intercept when y equals 0. Now this one is a special. You can sort of have a 0 here. So I'll show you. So it's going to be 0, 3 minus x plus 3. Now, because it's got a second term, you can have 0. I'll show you what it means. I'm going to move this one to here, so make it is positive, because I like this to be positive. Then it'll be like this, yeah? And then I'll move that one, divided by 2. And then you will go, oh, now what? What do we do? How do I make the x a subject? Well, it's a log. So that's a base. That's my base. And that's my answer. And that's my power. Okay? And you put it in your calculator. You can't put it in a calculator like this. This one is like this, guys. Remember? Making a common base and 3. Okay, put that in your calculator. You will get something like, and then x will be minus whatever that. Okay, and it happened to be 0.4. Okay, roughly it's like a 0.36 something, but I'm going to close 0.4. So the x-intercept will be minus 0.40. Okay, so I got that, I got this. All right, that's not too bad. Now there is, I told you it was a special one. So this one has there is asymptotes that it will never going to be close to 0. I mean, not close to 0, touching 0. So that x's equals it becomes your asymptote. So that's actually y equals 0. So your asymptote is y equals 0. So here, where is this one? Does it have an asymptote? Yes, it should have an asymptote. But what is it? The asymptote. Now this whole thing is never going to be 0, yeah? Right? Therefore, your y will never be 3, right? If this can't be 0, y cannot be 3. Okay, think about this carefully. So my asymptote is y equals 3. So I got very important 3 information right there, and I'm just about to sketch it. Okay, so here we go. It'd be good if you can see it. It's very rough. Please use correct equipment when you sketch it. So that's a 0. I need 0.4. I might just say minus 1 there. And then I need a minus 1 and then 1 here. Something like that. So it goes to here and here. I'm just cutting pretty tight here. That's my asymptote. Y equals 3. So I'm going to put there's a 3 there. Okay. So it'll have to pass this and then have to go to there. So, oh, not this one. Oh, my mistake there. So this one and this one. Yep. So I'm going to go like that. Excellent. So that will be my graph for this. Okay. There's another way of doing this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to actually show you another way of doing same function, but different way of doing it. So I'm going to rewrite the function here. 3 minus x plus 3. Okay, so how do I sketch this in a different way to, instead of finding an x-intercept and y-intercept, let's have a look. Okay, we'll still need an x-intercept, y-intercept and all that, but I'm going to use just purely reflection. So I'm going to start with my original equation. That will be something like, what is this? For my x-intercept, when y equals 0, oh no, well, I'm going to do y-intercept first, that'll be easier. So it'll be x equals 0, I'll get y equals 2, because that's 1, 2, so it'll be 0 and 2. And then y cannot be 0, so that's my asymptote. Okay, so let's have a look, guys. So y, x, so that's, I'm going to put little dots, broken line there, because that's my asymptote. And 2, 1, 2, okay. So my original exponential function is this, okay. So what I'm going to do, slowly I'm going to do something. So I'm going to put this first. It's reflected by x-axis, okay. So x-axis reflected by x-axis, so it's going to go to something like that, yeah, minus 2. All right, that's not too bad. And from here I'm going to reflect it by y-axis, so I'm going to put that in there. So what I've just done, I'm just creating minus 2 right there. Okay, so that's what I've done. I just flip that one to x-axis. Now I'm going to flip this to here about y-axis. That becomes like that. So that will be like this. Something like that. Okay, so that's the one. And then I have to push up by 3. Remember? Y equals -2, 3 minus x plus 3. That's what we got to do. So that is our final one. But I'm going to push up this because it's a -2, 1. So if I push up 1, 2, 3, should be up here, right? So I'm going to go y(x). So it was 1. Okay, so I pushed up 3, 1, 2, 3. Now, where is my asymptotes going to go? Yeah, my asymptote is still the same because it's going to be 3. Okay, so that doesn't change. So I'm going to put my 3 here. 3. And again, my the x-intercept will be the same as before, and then it'll be the same. So here it is, the one that we just done a different way. That's my graph there, and that's the one. That's exactly the same. Oh, I don't know, I can show you. Forget it. But either way, it'll work same way. So you choose what you like and enjoy it.